Hey everybody, Madam Ancestry here. First, let me just start out by saying that I am very late in getting this video out to you. It was my intent to get it out much sooner, but life happened, so here I am. Um, this video is actually a follow-up from our Getting Started 2.1 video, and this version is Getting Started 2.2. So in this one, I'll kind of just go over a few points as far as other pieces of documentation or information that may be lying around the house somewhere that could also be of help to you. Your family Bible, marriage records, divorce records, military records, friends and family, and you. So let me just start out by saying one day my father called me and he said, hey, you can come over to the house and get a bunch of stuff, whatever you need for your records to put all this stuff together. Okay, so I drive over to his house and I'm going through all these tubs of pictures and documentation and whatever. So I'm pulling things out as I need them. So before I get ready to leave, he comes with this other box and he says, hey, here's some information on your mom's family, that I still had here. You go through it, see what you want, take whatever you feel like you need out of this. Okay, so I'm digging through it and I see school papers and obituaries and different things. And then I come upon a remarkable discovery. Ta-da! A family Bible. So I toss this thing in my car and I hightail it down the highway to get home, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to open it and see what's in it and all the fascinating information and all of the life events of my ancestors and relatives on my mom's side of the family. So I get home and dump everything out on the floor. So pick it up, open it up, and to my surprise, there's no Bible inside of it. So this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wooden Bible case, there's no family Bible inside of it. So I was a little disappointed, but there were some other good things inside of it, some family papers. So whoever was in possession of this as the case got passed down obviously knew enough to keep a lot of those family papers together in there. So I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't actually put my hands on the physical family Bible wherever it may be at this point in time. I have no idea, but I have this lovely case here that those family papers will remain in. Typically, the family Bible, someone kept up with that information and recorded all of the information on the family as far as when someone was born, when they died, who got married, or life events such as baptisms and things like that. So while I don't quite have all that information together because I have no family Bible to locate, I was able to find some information as it pertains to my mom's father. And as I mentioned before, she never knew her father. And in turn, I never knew anything about his side of the family because she had no memory, nothing of him. She only knew his name. So I've made some discoveries about him and his side of the family in recent times, but I'll save that for another video. Also, you may find marriage documents around. Probably the most common marriage document copy that you may have on hand is a marriage license of some sort. And this is able to provide vital information as far as names, ages of individuals, where they lived at the time they were getting married, where they got married at, who performed the wedding ceremony, who stood in as a witness to this marriage. Also, you may be able to find consent papers if your relative was underage and the parent had to give consent for this individual to be married. But keep in mind too, you still, while those are great things to have on hand and it can help you further your research, you want to still also be able to cross-check ages and whatnot with other documents and other supporting information. For instance, my great grandfather, I happened to be locating some information, and in the process of it, I discovered that he had another wife before the wife that I've always heard of or known of or whatever you want to say. I didn't actually know them because clearly they died before I was born, but known of, I guess I should say. So I called my dad. I said, hey, did you know that he had another wife? No, he never heard anything about it. And I said, well, I have a copy of this document here. You need to take a look at it. So we looked at it and we were able to match it up. To date, we cannot find a divorce document on that. So I'm not really sure what happened in that situation before he went on and married the next person, which is the line that I come from. So in that, on the marriage license, he lied about his age. And she was a young woman, and people got married very young back then. So she was actually 16, and he did not tell the complete truth about how old he was on his marriage license. So I don't know how much time went by before anybody ever discovered that, or if it was ever discovered until I started snooping around looking for things. So I don't know. So it's a good practice to kind of cross-check, and we know it was him because his birthday and everything was the same, and where he was born and all that good information. So just something to keep in mind. Just make sure everybody's on the same page. As far as divorce records, clearly, they'll list the names and ages of the individuals in question, but you may also find other information pertaining to the circumstances and the terms of the divorce, and also any children. If they have children, those children may also be listed on that divorce decree pertaining to something as whatever was mutually agreed upon between the parties and the courts and all that good stuff. Your military records. Let's see. Compiled service records would definitely give you information on things like your ancestors' rank, medical information, biographical information, so forth and so on. And you may also locate maybe a copy of a pension application or documentation showing that you've received pension payments, or maybe you have copies of the information that was submitted to go along with that application to qualify for the benefits. And that can contain information, birth, names, medical information, information on spouses, information on children, dependents. There may be also other narratives included for support and documentation as far as certain life events that have transpired, or maybe depositions of some sort from various witnesses to validate certain circumstances so that this individual can qualify for those benefits. Another thing you want to check out is talk to family and friends of the family. These people have lots of information, and it's good to get different perspectives because everybody may know something a little different that will help you bring it all together. There are some stories that I've heard, and I've sat down and spoken with this individual will tell me why. They may not want to talk about it. Okay, I'll give you your space. In another month, I'll try it again. Okay, you still don't want to talk? All right, let's wait again and see. You still don't want to talk? I'm going to go and ask somebody else because I need to know the answers. And like I say all the time, I don't know why people like to hold on and harbor information. Why? I don't get it. You need to tell us, because holding back on that information, you're keeping part of my family, my heritage, good, bad, or ugly. You're keeping that from me, and I want to know everything I can know about my family. So talk to your relatives, and I would suggest starting with the oldest relatives you have in your family. I love talking to older people, especially, people in my family, because I feel like you can get a lot of wisdom from them. They have witty stories and whatnot, and I get some of them, they get a little long-winded, but, grin and bear it. You won't have those stories the way they can relay them anyway forever. So you want to make sure that you take full advantage of sitting there, getting that information from them. Ask questions. They're more than happy to tell you anything you want to know. And if they don't, go and ask somebody else and get the information you need to get. And also, you have a lot of valuable information about your family, whether you think so or not. You know, as we go on and live life, certain things are kind of always in the back of our mind. Maybe we don't have the full story, but you might remember a piece of a story. Maybe you remember somebody's name. Maybe you remember overhearing something that happened, or maybe you witnessed something that happened. Sit down and think about everything you know about your family to date. And I would suggest writing it down, and you can organize it however you see fit to organize it. For me, when I sit down and I jot down things that I know about my family, I start with each family unit. So I would document things about myself, document things about my parents, about my siblings, grandparents, or just, you know, whatever line I'm looking for. If it's my great uncle, you know, I sit down and I write down, okay, this is what I've heard about him, this is what I think I know, whatnot. And you'll be surprised how much you can actually pull together yourself. And then when you're relying on the family members and the friends to kind of help you supplement and pull that information together, you know, okay, great, we've got the story. Now let's go find these birth records and death records and marriage licenses and divorce records and whatnot to validate a lot of this information and have this actual information on hand. So I hope that that was helpful. I know I just kind of breezed through it quickly, but I wanted to just at least get it to you, to have you with a starting point for this stuff, because I know you've probably got all that other good information we talked about in video 2.1, and you've got all that together already. So now we've got a little bit more to work on. So again, I hope this will inspire you to continue your research. You will always find something new. I guarantee you, you will find something new every time you look at this information. You can look at it a million times, and that 1,000,001 time that you look at it, you'll find something different about it. So go ahead and get started. You can shoot me an email, look me up on Facebook, message me, send me a message on Twitter, and let me know how things are going. My Facebook page is Madam Ancestry, and you can find me on Twitter at Madam Ancestry. My email, madamancestry@gmail.com, and also don't forget to check out my blog, madamancestry.blogspot.com. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.